blueprint defensively for how to maybe guard you, and enough shots went down. But what did you learn? Maybe that was the first time where you had to deal with that kind of physicality and the doubles and so forth and so on, where now you know you're going to see that quite a bit throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think they're very unique in where they guard. Kind of have that man sit low and then almost he comes, my man, and then even some triple team from like the high side. I think they're very unique in the way they kind of throw everyone at you. I think if we really knock down our shots that we can really make, it makes it really tough for them to do something like that. I think we've gotten into a pretty good shooting rhythm the last few games. That'll make it really tough for them to do what they want to do. But ultimately, I think we'll just play hard, and however may go after that is however it may go.
Obviously hit some shots against Penn State, and then you get one-on-ones. That's kind of, I know how this offense is designed, but was that kind of played to perfection? Shots are going down, and then you get one-on-one opportunities, and then Braden great up, lobbing the ball off the screens.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure how much I'll see in the one-on-one defense the rest of the year, but when I get my chance, I'm going to try to capitalize off as much as possible. Obviously, like you said, the pick and roll is really working. Braden's he's surreal with the way he can manipulate the defense and pass the ball out. It makes it very hard for defenses, when he's surrounded by shooters especially, it makes it very hard for defenses to kind of pick their poison, like they'll settle for an open jump shot or my lob. The offense, yeah, like you said, was working really well. When the shooters are knocking down our shots and then I get to go one-on-one, it's really hard to stop us.
How much is Braden scoring the way he has the last couple of games open things up for you in that pick and roll?
I think it really opens up the floor for himself. I think when he respects his pull-up jumper, he has a really good pull-up jumper. He has a really good float game. Like he can finish really craftily around the basket with his layups and stuff. I think it really opens up the game for himself. I think defense would have to respect him, which makes it tougher for the big man has to really make sure he's squared before the big can get back to me. Whereas I know some other games, the big man doesn't even really help off. If you watch Ohio State, off the par, he was like basically hugging me off ball screens. Like he wasn't even trying to stop Braden on a lot of those layups. So it makes him really have to respect him, and then that opens up the floor for him. He's such a cerebral player that when the floor opens up for him, he's going to make the right read.
Fletcher just talked about having to have amnesia, and I know that's easier said than done, and every player would like to have that. He seems to just have a knack for, I'm 1 for 7, but we need a bucket here, I'm going to get it. How impressed are you with his ability to just kind of forget the bad and, make the winning plays in clutch moments?
Yeah, I think that's essential for a shooter, especially a shooter of his caliber. We can't have him passing up open shots just because he might not have made his last. He could be 0 for 10 not wanting to pass up an open shot just because he's that type of shooter. There's a lot of guys like that on our team. Like we have a lot of guys who need to take the shots when they're open. It just makes the offense work for us. Fletcher's probably one of the best shooters I've ever been around. So his confidence is pretty unmatched because he knows he's a really good shooter too.
Knowing you were going to play more minutes this year, and when you saw him come in the summer, did you kind of feel like, okay, this is a great guy for what I want to do offensively because he's going to open up the floor for me?
Yeah, obviously when you're when you see a shooter of that caliber walk in the gym, you're always excited. I watched him a little bit in high school, saw what type of player he was, but you're never sure. And then in the summer workouts, he really impressed me. He really shot the ball well. He took his shots. He took a lot of shots. Kind of stepped on with veterans confidence from day one.
What they were able to get you ISO'd a little bit on Pickett. How does that help you as a player when you have to kind of go one-on-one with a guard like that?
Yeah, it's definitely something I think I need to work on. I've been working on it all season, but I can see getting better at it. He's a very crafty player. He's very the way he plays. It's hard to predict what he's going to do. He can get you kind of in that pivot game mid post, and he's really hard to guard. I think there's a lot of shots that he hit on me where it's just like, that's really tough.
One, yeah. All right.
That one step back where I may or may not have fouled him. That one was a really tough shot. Especially because our scouting report was kind of he's a shooter, but he's not like a great shooter. So just him making like 3 or 4 threes. He hit those 2 kind of flip up step throughs. There's a lot of shots he was making where you just have to shake his hand like, hey, that's a good shot, and then go back on offense.
Right.